Well, affirmations can do more harm than good because often we're affirming something that we don't have yet or believe that we have or are yet, right? So if I say, I am the king of the world, right? Well, I don't identify as a king, right? So it has no living in me. It's not affirming anything in me. If anything, it's pointing to the discrepancy of the fact that how little I feel like a king and or a king of the world, right? So each word that you use in affirmation is very important to pay attention to and how they fit together. Hey, Adria, so good to see you today. So, yes, and so you really want to pick something that you actually believe. You know, it would be closer for me. I am the queen of the world. Now, I may not feel like the queen every day, and it's still not in my body yet. I can tell by how it sits in my voice, right? And so I don't quite believe I'm the queen of the world. So I'm going to find a version that I do believe. Let's see if I can find a version of I am a queen that I do believe. So I am a queen by itself is closer. It's getting a little bit more in the body. So this feeling is getting closer. I'm a queen. I feel that a bit. But I think to make it more solid in my body, I got to be more specific. Queen of what? I don't own any countries. Like, what am I really believing in that statement? And I could say, I am the queen of my space. That's very embodied for me. I am the queen of my space. I am the queen of my home. I am the queen of my home. That's pretty embodied. I can feel that. And I also, because the work that I do with the Get Vocal method, as I also know when that aligns for me. I can feel the vibration in my body all the way through to my feet. So my feet will tingle when I'm speaking from core and from who I really am and what I really believe. And that's what makes my voice more impactful, right? So that's the work that we do with the Get Vocal method, is to be able to tell, like, am I clear? Am I believing in what I'm saying? Are there any doubts? Am I having any anxiety around that? Is there anything I need to clear? In other words, is there old beliefs, old patterns, old stories that are affecting my belief and alignment to something that I know can or should be true? And that's how we can pick an affirmation that actually works for us. But by being number one, let's not make up things if we don't actually believe them. But number two, that we can also add kind of qualifiers, right? Well, I may not be the queen of the world, but I'm the queen of my home. So, and when we build on that, then there might be a day when I actually can believe and affirm I am the queen of the world, right? Because it's closer to that line of, if I want to feel like the queen of the world, then I first have to feel like I'm the queen of my space. And then I have to feel like I'm the queen of my home. I should feel like I'm the queen, right? Then I can maybe be the queen of the world. And that's a big of a stretch. It's a little of a stretch, but it's possible now that I'm aligned to it. But when we speak something that we don't believe, we're actually emphasizing the fact that we don't believe it. And you can feel it in the body when you're attuned to what's going on. That's why we do the Get Vocal method, so that we can get attuned to what's going on in our bodies, right? And we will know where we're coming from when we speak and use our voice, or when we sing and want to make something beauteous happen. So when you get to, you can also get there by breath work, meditation, just awareness where you can bring some awareness on the internal of the body and how it's acting on the energy in and out of the body, around the body. When you get there, then you can really sense, do I actually believe this affirmation? Now, if you don't believe it, essentially you're just increasing the disharmony of that vibration in the body. Every time you say it, you're just emphasizing the fact or increasing the disruption or disharmony of the vibration in your body. So that's why I think that it can do more harm than good. You're actually creating dis-ease. Then, the other thing is that a lot of times we're using our affirmations for manifestation and or like some people would consider it prayer, right? No. Affirmations are not prayers. They are affirmations. In other words, they're affirming what's already true. You're bringing awareness, focus, energy, gratitude, right? That's what mantras and affirmations are for. You're bringing more energy to what you want more of. Okay. And if you are trying to make something, make is, in my studio, make is a bad word, right? We're not trying to make it happen. We're not trying to push things. We're not trying to do. We're trying to be. All right. And so if you are trying to make the universe do a thing, or you make God, or make you in control enough to make something happen, right? Then you are actually creating more resistance in energy and ultimately and allowing things to happen, which is one of the reasons why we get stuck in procrastination and we feel like we're not going anywhere and all of those things. It's because we are creating more resistance by trying to make it happen. So we want to actually soften. And the one of the beautiful things about voice work is that you get the experience in the body. You'll notice how much more clear or intentional the sound becomes when we allow for some softening and releasing. And releasing is number one in my opinion, but then the softening is right up there, and kind of it happens at the same time. And that softening allows the energy to be loose enough to be able to do all the things, right? Right? Which is why it really does pay to focus on something specific, like an affirmation that is already true. So I am so grateful that I have, and this again is something I had to work up to. So when I first started this affirmation, I am grateful that I have everything I need and more. Right now, when I first started that affirmation, I was like literally $0, if not negative, in the account, and there was nothing I could depend on, like physically, right? So that at first did not mean anything to me, right? So it was actually a discrepancy. Affirmation was not affirming anything for me, right? So it started out, I am okay right now. In other words, if I could breathe, if nobody's physically harming me, if I'm, and I'm okay. I'm okay right now. And then I increased that belief until the point where I could say, I have everything I need and more. And then when I get into panic mode and it's like, I don't have enough, I always check back to that. Is that true? Like right now, are you okay? Do you, have what can you eat? Are you, which at that time was not necessarily true. So that's why you have to work up to these things. So this is what I mean. So always, always, always believe what you say. right? This is why truth speaking is so important. This is why integrity is so important. Every time you speak against what's true, even if it's only true for you in your head, right? Then you're creating a lack of integrity and a lack of confidence within yourself and for yourself and in yourself, right? So, uh, affirm what you know, and then you can work up to what you want to believe. Okay. Anybody has any questions? Come visit me sometime. We're having one of the reasons I jumped on is that we're coming into the Art of Grace Being a Gracious Diva event. Woohoo! So if you haven't yet, go ahead and register. It's going to allow you to get free gifts and possibly win some prizes during our event, June 20th through 25th. So please go ahead and register to be able and eligible for that. And then we are going to have some amazing times because this year, I know a lot of y'all missed last year, but there'll be opportunity to get access to some of the recordings from last year as well. And this year, we're focusing on legacy. We're focusing on legacy, and it's going to be so cool because we're bringing in 4 amazing biz divs. And by that I mean biz divas. That we're going to focus in on what it takes to build legacy and community, a community again that you can that's strong enough to maintain and to be passed on and impact to others. And then we're going to be focusing in on innovation. What does it look like when the legacy itself is change, right? Which is to me the most purely feminine aspect there is. And the power of that is resilience. So we have Rachel Goodwin coming in and doing a full workshop for us on improvisation and resilience. That's going to be fun. And we're going to get a lot out of that because we're going to get the experience of resilience. And resilience, in my opinion, is essentially what allows for confidence. Okay. And then we've got business legacy. Like, how do you leave a business that carries on the vision of what you want to make an impact with in the world, right? So we have that coming up, and we have the legacy of family. What kind of emotional, what kind of work, right? What kind of being legacy are you leaving for your family? So it's going to be pretty amazing, pretty powerful. So I hope to see you there. And I will talk to you guys later.